culture shock, and it was not what I expected.
There's culture shock where?
Okay, so it's been 8 years since we've been back in the States. It has been 8 years since I've been with more than a handful of Americans at a time.
Oh, okay. You've had culture.
I've had culture shock. Sitting on the bus with all these Americans. Sitting in this orientation with all these Americans.
All these. How many all these are there?
There are 450 teachers at the school, and I'm going to say there are probably about 150 Americans.
Okay. Go.
So that's the most I've been with in 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was really trippy to hear them, their entitlement and their complaints about things that we just wouldn't even complaining about leaving 3 minutes early. I mean, it was just really weird. I sat there in like sort of a kind of like a daze kind of because I don't want to say a daze, but it was kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Just sitting here listening to all the white privilege, all the entitlement around me.
Okay, I have a question for Aaron. Isn't that how it felt when you went back to the United States?
Yep.
Oh my
exactly
God,
how it
it's
felt.
so weird.
Especially when we went shopping. It's exactly how it felt.
It's exactly how it feels.
You're going through what we have already gone
We've
through.
gone through.
Keegan and I went through it twice.
Yeah.
So it was super weird.
And it didn't stop just overhearing the conversations. I found that I didn't participate in conversations. Like I just kind of sat back like
the Chinese person with a camera hanging around your neck?
Yes!
You just want to kind of capture the moment and listen to what they're doing?
Yes.
You're like, this
Yes.
is weird.
Yeah. So then it didn't stop. It was like a whole week of weird. We had a meeting with the principal to go as a grade, to go over our presentation with the parents and blah, 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 which was strange because, whatever. But then as she was talking about, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and what do you guys think? And I was like, wait a minute, she's asking for our opinions, like she really wants to know. And anytime someone would answer, she'd just make the change, bam, no questions asked. And so that was really weird. But then they kept talking about the philosophy and the how the classroom management works, and I found myself going, oh my gosh, like so excited. At one point, I was so overwhelmed.
She does that more
with relief and excitement that I almost cried because they were talking about reflective meetings and making changes as a team and how we meet each week and things that are normal, and we haven't had, and we've been fighting constantly for 8 years. And all of a sudden, it was just like all of this crap kind of just was like floating off into the ether. Now I'm hoping I'm not setting myself up.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be some things, but I think you're in an environment that can course correct in a healthier manner than what you've seen in the past. So, like you said, if there's something wrong, they'll change it, but they also see the validity in the statement. They understand where it's coming from, and then they can make a change. Whereas we've always been, since we left the States, everywhere we've gone, they never understood what you were trying to say.
Right.
So you were fighting not only their lack of understanding or their lack of foresight, or just the fact that it was just a new idea for them, and their reflexive reaction was, no.
Right.
It can't be done.
Right.
You can't do that. When, of course it can be done. You can make whatever choices you want. Just a number. How many things so far have you found out you can do, and it's not a set rule that we were told was a set rule last year? We've only been here for 1 year. We had so many things that we could not do because it was stopping us from doing it. Just give me a number of the number of things that they lied to us about from last year.
Maybe 5 or 10.
Oh God, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
5
that's
or
a
10?
5
Hold on.
thing difference. Like 10 or 20.
5 more 10?
Don't.
10 more 20? 5?
20 more 10.
20 more
I'm
10?
gonna say probably 7 or 8 things at least.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
5
so,
more 10.
Like one of the biggest ones, we were told it was against the law in the country for teachers to write with red pen.
right.
Which is
On
so
student
dumb.
work.
On student work or, right. And so I was told
Dumbest law
that
ever.
we need to put our phrases, our word wall stuff in red ink because the students are more receptive to the red and they can see it better and
What we already knew.
it helps them remember better.
It's
and
not degrading.
And I
It
said,
doesn't hurt your feelings.
which is what we were told is too aggressive. And so I said to the coordinator, excuse me, but I thought that was against the law in Mexico. And she said, no, that's just stupid. It's just a color, but it's a color that's more recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and if you have a blue-green colorblind student, they see the red, but they
Right.
might not see the blue
or the green.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then they were talking about how we have to take pictures on a daily basis and upload them to this portal so that the parents can then see what the children are doing in the classroom, and we document blah, 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 blah. And so, of course, my Reggio brain is like, and I'm super excited and want to just do a dance. But then I said to him,
Does a tropical bird, she doesn't want it.
Right.
but then I was like,
Tonga.
excuse me, but I thought it was against the law for us to take pictures of the students. And the principal said, no, we take pictures every single day. And I said, but you give us a camera or something, right? And then we upload it. She's like, no, you can take it with your phone, your iPad, whatever you have. And I said, but I thought we weren't allowed to have photos of the students on our personal devices. She's like, that's stupid. All the kids sign a waiver before they start school.
They did the same thing in the last place.
And if they don't sign the waiver, the kid will tell you, I can't have my picture taken. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. It was,
and it just kept going like the whole meeting. I was like, excuse me, but you have to be part of, like if we had a parent meeting, you have to be in the meeting, or you have to be a part of every email conversation. It's just like, please don't send me that stuff. I don't have time for that.
Look, this is the issue, this idea that we will tell you something, it's not the truth, and then we blame it on, like, say, CEP, some ubiquitous governmental agency out there that has no face. And it's like everybody just follows along because they think you're not going to lie to them. And it's like, yeah, they lied to us literally almost all year because they made me think that my grades mattered. Well, then now I know that my grades don't matter. It's like, so then you're not going to be able to tell me I must do anything. Because, and this school, I think they realize that they can't start, that's not their starting point. They can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't say, because I've already said, I know that there's nothing in SEP, so then what do you do?
Right.
Like, how do you do this particular thing? How do you do ESL, or how do you do IELTS, or how do you do literature? And most of the time we leave it up to the English teacher because we don't have a plan for that. We don't have anything for that. We just let the English teacher do what the English teacher does. We're just looking for positive results out of the students because SEP has nothing for us. There is no thing for us. And it's like,
whereas my
okay.
school, because it's an international school, it has different rules that they have to follow from SEP. But SEP doesn't set our curriculum, but there are certain things that we have to document to prove to SEP that we're doing this international thing.
But
So-
they still don't have English rules.
No!
They don't have,
No,
SEP doesn't
they
have rules
haven't-
for English.
They
That's
haven't
it.
said that, because my coordinator was furious on Wednesday. On Tuesday evening, they got an email from SEP saying that all the coordinators had to go to this meeting for SEP. And it was from the SEP coordinator. And she said, so all of the work that we had done in May to set our stuff for the year, for this school year, will now potentially change because SEP waits until the day before
Right.
and says, hey, be here at 7 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, we did this work months ago. Whereas
in my school, they probably have not started that work yet.
Right.
They're still running around trying to find pieces of paper that say things on them to give them out.
I have a calendar for the entire year. I have every single month in English and Spanish with all of the activities for the school, and then I have a set calendar, and I have an entire planner of all
Well, the
the
set
information.
calendar is not a big deal because that came out before we left.
Yeah. But I have this thing, which is something we've been asking for years as well. But I got it. They gave it to me originally in Spanish, and they said, "Oh no, we're so sorry. You were supposed to get the English version." A few hours later, they came, took my book, put the English pages in, and returned my book within an hour.
I have a Spanish version of a bunch of stuff. I have a feeling I'll never get the English version. I just have that feeling.
Well,
because the person keeps saying, I have to do this, but he spent a whole week saying, I have to do this,
And he hasn't done
and
it.
it hasn't happened, so I have a feeling that it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, like every other place that we've been, I won't worry about it until it happens.
Right.
If, you gave me a calendar, yes, but I'm not going to worry about what's on that calendar because if I can't read it and I put it in my translator and it doesn't translate it right, I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to teach. And when you come and say that day, we have this thing, I'm just going to say, okay,
Right.
and then I'll just move my things on my calendar, on my lesson planning and move on because I can't rely on people here to be proactive and understanding and move with a purpose and mindfulness. I hate that idea. And I can't expect them to do it. So, and since I know that already, I'll have a much different year than last year.
Yeah.
Because I know this already, it's like then, okay, whatever, it's like living in China or Thailand. You just go, okay, you do whatever you do, and I'll just not think about you anymore, and I won't worry about the intrusions on my classroom and all that other stuff that's going to happen because of piss poor planning. I'm not going to worry about any of it. I'm just going to do what I do and teach as well as I can teach, and everything else. What's the point? What's the point in getting all upset about it and worrying about it and saying, oh, this is wrong and all that? No, I ain't got to do all that.
Right.
So, anyway. All right. If you want to follow us, find us, watch us, hear us, you can go to the YouTubes, the Facebook, the Pinterest, the iTunes, the Spotify, and the Google Podcasts. We are the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitter, Traveling Farrs. If you like email, travelingfarrs@gmail.com. And the blog space, thetravelingfarrs.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
That's it?
That's it.
Did you look at Cam 2?
You didn't look at Cam 2
You
all day,
didn't look
did
at
you?
Cam 2.
Nope.
Poor
Sorry.
neglected
Neglected.
That's
Cam 2.
eloquent. Some eloquent speaking.
That's my eloquent. That's it. That's
Just
all.
like
Turn the light off.
accurate.
Did you see the new lights Keegan got?
No.
She
I
got,
saw them.
She got a remote and RGB lights.
I saw them, but they haven't been set up yet.
She probably
Okay.
needs her
I
daddy
got
to help.
No, wait, she's gonna plug it in
Place them. Right.
wherever she wants. Oh, there's no. She doesn't need anybody to help her. Damn it. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people. Poor Keegan.
Peace.
Poor Keegan. What are you talking about?
Me?
She does not need help for everything.
No, she doesn't. That is true.
That is a different conversation that I will not get into because I will be upset.
Ooh. Why is this not on the podcast?
Because it's not podcast material.
Oh, it sounds
it's
like podcast
definitely
material.
podcast material.
This sounds good. This sounds juicy.
This might be the after the podcast conversation.